The beautiful girl, like a toy at this moment, allows others to apply makeup on her face, simply because she is about to become a commodity with a price tag. This is an auction specifically for selling young girls, and the attendees are all nobles and wealthy individuals. And this girl in the red dress is the first item up for auction tonight, with an opening bid as high as $3 million. The girl watches as the price skyrockets. Lost and bewildered, she can only cry silently. The wealthy bidders see this and intensify their offers quickly, reaching a price of $7 million. However, the female boss thought they were being too stingy. After all, it took burning down several villages to find this girl. As the auction neared its end, the spotlight fell on the final item. A rare-blooded beauty emerged, igniting the entire auction house. Bidding skyrocketed instantly to tens of millions of dollars. But unlike the others, she remained composed, observing the vile faces of the crowd. She was certain they were all scum. Suddenly, she conjured a gun out of thin air and began firing at the wealthy elites. Their comeuppance had arrived. Her companion sprang into action, locating the key and tossing it to the abducted girl before rushing to support her in the grand hall, observing the female boss attempting to flee in the chaos. The girl takes aim only to be knocked down by a soldier. Swiftly, her comrade intervenes, drawing a pistol from beneath her dress and efficiently dispatching the surrounding enemies, seizing the opportunity. The silver-haired maiden recites a complex incantation culminating in a potent fire-based magic. In an instant, the castle is ablaze. This was also the signal they had prearranged with their outside teammate. Luff is holding a Barrett sniper rifle, aims at the fleeing female boss. Yet in a split second, before pulling the trigger, memories from his past life fled back. Luff was the top assassin of his time, never missing a mark in decades of work. Any target he locked onto met certain death, just as he thought he had successfully completed the mission. Unexpectedly, he was spotted by a border patrol drone. Luff immediately sensed trouble and swiftly started driving away, placing the gun on the car roof, then using a wire to pull the trigger of the gun. As the firearm discharged due to the bumpy road, the two of them took the opportunity to jump out of the car, because drones prioritize the most visible targets. When they returned to the safe house, Luff reported the mission status to the assassin organization. Then, armed with fake passports, he prepared to head to the assassin training base. However, matters were not as straightforward as they seemed. Just as he boarded the plane, it malfunctioned. Luff immediately suspected that it was the assassin organization's doing, as the drone incident from yesterday had already raised his suspicions. It was evident they intended to silence him for good. Luff went to the cockpit of the plane to see what was going on. He found the pilot deceased and a bomb rigged to the controls. At that moment, a fighter jet approached their aircraft. Once again, Luff was struck by the viciousness of the organization. When Luff woke up, he found himself in a mysterious purple space. Soon, a girl who claimed to be goddess appeared. As soon as she appeared, she began mocking Luff for being the strongest assassin, yet dying from assassination. Luff was left speechless and asked why he was there. Goddess presented him with two choices. The first was to reincarnate normally, and the second was to be reborn in another world, with all memories from the previous life intact, tasked with assassinating the hero. Additionally, Goddess would grant Luff 5 powerful skills. Luff decisively chose the second option, but had a question about why he had to kill the hero. Goddess explained that after defeating the Demon King, the hero would bring disaster to the world using the power of the hero. Therefore, Luff had to kill the hero after the hero defeated the Demon King, and had to do so within 18 years. If not, the world would be destroyed. Having said this, Goddess then departed from the place. Luff began selecting his skills. In the S-rank skills, he chose the Super Recovery skill. In the A-rank skills, he picked Sorcerer Weaver, a skill that allows the creation of new magic. For the B-rank skill, he selected Breaking Through Growth Limits, which could complement the recovery ability of the S-rank skill, enabling Luff to endlessly train his physical strength to surpass his body's limits. In the C-rank skills, he opted for physical techniques, recognizing that combat skills were what a killer truly needed. In the D-rank skills, Luff discovered an incredible skill. He couldn't believe that the goddess had classified this kind of skill as D-rank. When choosing character attributes, Luff directly chose all attributes. Goddess, seeing that Luff had chosen growth-oriented skills, couldn't help but praise his intelligence. She then informed him that the hero he was to assassinate possessed 30 skills, with at least 5 of them being S-rank and the rest A-rank. Looking at the overall strength, Luff was no match for the hero, but Goddess still chose him. According to Goddess's estimation, in the 16th year after Luff's reincarnation, the hero would kill the Demon King to save the world. Subsequently, due to the inability to control the power within, the hero would destroy the entire world. After a series of reminders, Goddess initiated the reincarnation ritual. Soon after, Luff turned into a beam of light and was launched away in the blink of an eye. Luff was born. When Luff opened his eyes again, he saw his mother, Esri, and his father, Kian. Kian was very pleased, as he was the current head of House Tuatha, a family of assassins. Kian decided to groom Luff as his successor. 7 years passed swiftly and Luff still couldn't use magic. Although magic was crucial for killing the hero, it required someone to teach him. During this period, he held himself to strict standards, training diligently every day to maintain a robust physique. His diet resembled that of an athlete, carefully balanced for proper nutrition. From the moment he learned to walk, Luff began cooking for himself. His mother thought he was a culinary genius because every dish he made was delicious. This culinary skill was indebted to Luff's memories and experiences from his previous life, where many assassination missions were accomplished by disguising himself as a chef. On this day, Luff's father took him for a physical examination. Kian believed it was time for Luff to undergo an eye replacement surgery, a tradition in their family. After the eye replacement, not only did Luff's vision strengthen, but he could also see fluctuations in magical power with his eyes. Kian also arranged for Luff to have a magic teacher named Diameter Jia, was reputed to be one of the top 5 magicians in the kingdom. However, on the day they welcomed the magic teacher, Luff's mother, in a leisurely mood, dressed him up as a girl. When Luff saw the magic teacher, he was dumbfounded because she turned out to be a young girl. Feeling underestimated by Luff, Jia immediately unleashed a super spell, and so Luff began learning magic from Diameter. Despite being only 3 years older than Luff, Jia was recognized throughout the Empire as a magical genius girl. Jia handed Luff a stone named Fallstone, a type of stone that could store magical power. Wanting to test how much magical power Luff possessed, Luff closed his eyes and started channeling magical power into the Fallstone. Jia was unaware of Luff's skill, breaking through growth limits, which amplified his magical power to 1,000 times that of an ordinary person. Jia panicked and shouted for Luff to throw the Fallstone away. The explosion alarmed Luff's parents, and upon learning that it was caused by Luff, Kian and his wife were thrilled. Kian encouraged Jia to teach Luff magic without any worry, even if it meant blowing up the house. Luff wanted some Fallstone because he believed it would be helpful in assassinating the hero. However, Jia stated that Fallstone was a treasured possession of their family and couldn't be given to others. Casually in the evening, as Luff was getting ready for bed, Jia suddenly came to him and told Luff that children shouldn't stay up late. After saying this, she crawled into Luff's blanket and ordered him to be her little brother. Luff, feeling very helpless, reluctantly agreed to this. The next day, Jia began testing Luff's attributes. She discovered that Luff had the fire attribute, but Luff asked her to test again. Jia was shocked. She hadn't expected Luff to possess all magical attributes simultaneously. After understanding Luff's magical power and attributes, Jia started teaching Luff how to use magic. She told Luff that by chanting the spells in his mind, he could unleash magic. After explaining this, Jia demonstrated for Luff, who learned it immediately after just one look. After several practice sessions, Luff was able to flawlessly unleash magic. Jia exclaimed that Luff was truly a genius. She then informed Luff that the more he used his magical power, the more new magic would appear in his mind, a phenomenon known as the divine indication. However, Luff pondered whether he could utilize his sorcerer weaver skill and mix magic together. He asked Jia to write down a magic spell, which he then recited. Surprisingly, he successfully used magic to conjure a block of iron. Through a day of experimentation, Luff fully grasped the use of magic spells. This time, he directly created a block of gold. It seemed that only by utilizing the sorcerer weaver skill and mixing magic could new magic be created. Early the next morning, the two of them resumed their experiments. This time, Luff directly created a sniper rifle, but he felt it wasn't enough for assassinating the hero. Therefore, Luff decided to make a slight modification. Afterward, he astonishingly conjured a cannon. Luff wanted Jia to test the power of the cannon, but Jia shook her head. After all, she did not have as much magical power to expend as Luff did. 2 weeks passed swiftly, and Luff had successfully mastered magic. As per their agreement, Jia was set to leave the next day to express his gratitude. Luff crafted a titanium alloy dagger as a memento for Diameter. Jia was delighted. During the time they spent creating magic together, she felt immense joy. Subsequently, Jia gifted her Fallstone necklace to Luff. The following day, Jed departed in a carriage in order to successfully assassinate the hero. Over the years, Luff has been searching for an assistant with exceptional magical power, but after scouring the entire city, he has yet to find someone who meets his criteria. One day, as he went hunting in the deep forest as usual, he coincidentally encountered a girl surrounded by a pack of wolves. Luff immediately rushed forward, intending to use these wolves to test the results of his recent training. Luff formed hand seals, instantly summoning a pair of metallic gloves. As the wolves lunged at Luff, he swiftly countered with a strike, dispatching one of the wolves in an instant. Subsequently, as he battled the wolf pack, he mentally calculated the damage various attack methods would inflict on the wolves. After the fight concluded, Luff inquired why the girl was in this place. The girl's name was Townbow. Due to extreme poverty at home, her father had abandoned her there to conserve food. Seeing her pitiful state, Luff provided her with food, asking Townbow if she would like to accompany him, assuring her that she wouldn't have to worry about food or cold anymore. Upon hearing this, Townbow readily agreed. Most importantly, Luff felt she was the assistant he had been seeking. As he had long noticed, Townbow possessed extraordinary magical power. Another 2.5 years quickly passed by. Every day, Townbow would wake Luff up because Luff paid great attention to nutrition and cooking. Townbow was no longer the emaciated girl she once was. In the guise of a maid, she faithfully accompanied Luff every day. During this time, Luff had also trained her to become an assassin, teaching her various assassination techniques. Luff would even have Townbow attempt to assassinate him, but her skills were not yet proficient enough and she was easily subdued by Luff. Each time, Townbow felt deeply apologetic and promised to work harder. Luff understood that her natural talent in combat was not exceptional, but he appreciated her loyalty and diligence. Recognizing Townbow's talent in using a spear, Luff directly used magic to create a collapsible spear for her. Upon receiving the spear, Townbow visibly transformed as if she were a different person. After Luff's encouraging words, Townbow regained her confidence. During the night, Kian sought out Luff for an evaluation. He intended to test his son, and if Luff passed, Kian would officially hand over the family's assassination business to him. The content of the test was to engage in a showdown with Kian, known as the most formidable assassin in the world of assassins. The key was to strike unexpectedly. Whoever detected the other first gained the upper hand. Luff swiftly pinpointed Kian's location, but Kian effortlessly anticipated Luff's moves, shattering his leg bone in a calculated strike. After landing a successful blow, Kian immediately vanished. Once more, utilizing his restorative abilities, Luff swiftly healed his leg. Just as he did, Kian launched another ambush, only to be easily evaded by Luff. Kian had no choice but to retreat once again. In that moment, Luff's mind continuously analyzed Kian's attack patterns. He then closed his eyes. In the next instant, a throwing knife flew towards him, calmly dodging the blade. Luff successfully predicted Kian's position. With this seamless maneuver, Luff flawlessly passed his father's evaluation. Faced with his exceptionally talented son, Kian had nothing more to teach Luff. Therefore, he decided to take Luff along on assassination missions. Kian truly lived up to his reputation as the world's top assassin. Any target he marked quietly met their demise. After a few days, Kian held a family banquet and announced that upon Luff's return, he would become the next head of the Tohade family. Most family members congratulated this decision, but there were dissenters. The young man named Ranaha disagreed with Luff becoming the head of the family because he felt he was more suitable than Luff. In response, Kian directly ordered them to have a showdown. In the blink of an eye, Luff's blade was at Ranaha's neck. Luff swiftly subdued him, breaking his arm. Everyone present was stunned, and Kian proudly assured them that Luff's achievements would surpass his own. After the banquet, Luff sought out Ranaha because Ranaha also possessed abundant magical power. Therefore, Luff wanted to bring him under his command. Luff promised him better treatment once he became the head of the family. He then crafted a titanium alloy longsword and presented it to Ranaha. Ranaha, who had always dreamed of being a knight, was very pleased with the sword and agreed that if Luff returned safely, he would pledge to become his subordinate. The next day, Luff and Townbow prepared to set off on their mission. Along the way, a person named Maggie found Luff. Maggie was someone Luff had coincidentally rescued when he had just left home. Seeing her pitiful state, Luff took her in. This time, she brought both good and bad news. The artifact that Luff had entrusted her to find had been located, and she was currently negotiating with the possessor, attempting to purchase it. The bad news was that a neighboring country was in the midst of a civil war, and Jia's family was also caught up in it. The possessor of the artifact was their enemy, and this individual was likely the hero they were facing. Upon learning of Jia's peril, Luff swiftly headed towards the neighboring country. At night, Luff arrived at Jia's castle. By this time, the castle was already surrounded. Using his magic eye, Luff discovered that there were around 1,500 enemies, including several hidden among them, who were magic users. Luff then directly created a sniper rifle using magic, with the intention of taking out the enemy magic users first. As he continued to pull the trigger, the enemy's magic users fell one by one. However, the enemy quickly became alert. Thousands of arrows were shot in Luff's direction. Luff hurriedly changed his position, then conjured a bow and arrow using magic, affixing a false stone imbued with magic to the arrowhead. Taking aim, he shot the arrow. The magical arrow caused a massive explosion, inflicting severe casualties upon the enemy. Seizing the opportunity, the castle's guards launched a counterattack against the enemy forces. Luff began using magic to locate Jia's position. Finally, he found Jia in a room within the castle, and the two embraced each other excitedly. At that moment, Luff suddenly sensed danger. A man wielding the artifact launched an attack on the castle. The man blasted a hole directly through the castle, and once the smoke cleared, Luff saw clearly that the long spear was indeed the artifact Maggie had mentioned, and its wielder was the legendary hero Setanti. Without hesitation, Luff conjured a cannon and fired it directly at Setanti. However, after the smoke dissipated, Setanti emerged unscathed. Setanti was thoroughly provoked and immediately activated his Berserk mode, a skill of S rank that enhanced physical abilities and magical power through rage. Setanti then challenged Luff to a duel. If Luff could defeat him, Setanti promised to retreat with his army. Luff had no choice but to accept the challenge. However, the firepower of the cannon was evidently insufficient. Therefore, Luff directly conjured a magical missile and used magic to send it into space. Luff only needed to stall for 440 seconds. If he could delay until the missile descended, he could take out Setanti. Luff first engaged the opponent in conversation, using knightly etiquette. After some delay, with 120 seconds remaining, Luff then persuaded others to temporarily evacuate, citing the potential harm that the battle could cause them. After making these arrangements, there were 40 seconds left. Just as Setanti was preparing to fight, Luff proposed one final condition. The duel would commence. At the moment, a coin hit the ground. Setanti fell for the ruse. As the coin landed, the missile descended upon him. The reason Luff sent the magic missile into space? Because when the missile is launched from a satellite orbit, its power is no less than that of a nuclear bomb. Additionally, he had undergone numerous training sessions on a deserted island to ensure the missile's landing time and accuracy. Therefore, at the moment Luff tossed the coin, Setanti had already lost. Following this, Luff brought Jia back to his home, beginning a happy life together. However, the story did not end there. One day, Luff's father shared news that a hero had appeared in their country, and soon the Demon King would also emerge. This revelation shocked Luff profoundly. It turned out that Setanti was not the hero. At that moment, a true hero emerged, Apolloniano,